Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC, offers more value than any other good full-service real estate brokerage firm when it comes to the sale of your home. We offer at least 27 things that contribute to your home selling in the least amount of time at the highest price. To receive our free home selling pamphlet, email us at info@brooksanddavis.com or call 713-665-8329. We also assist people who want to purchase homes or who are interested in getting their real estate license. Visit us at www.brooksanddavis.com.
Are you an inspiring entrepreneur? Or maybe you're an entrepreneur looking to take your business to the next level. My name is LarryWBrooks, and I am the author of Empowering Quotes for the Entrepreneur in You and The Entrepreneur Code. In these two books, I guarantee you there's success secrets that will take your business to the next level. I personally invite you to visit LarryWBrooks.com. Go under the books link and purchase your signed personal copy from myself. You have a great day and have an awesome 2020.
Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Rick Davis. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I urge you to do so at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate anywhere in the great state of Texas, but especially here in our lovely city of Houston, you can reach me directly on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Rick. As always, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you this Thursday. I want to thank everyone in the audience for tuning into this week's episode. We thank you so much for your support. As always, I want to introduce my co-host, riding shotgun with us again for episode 160. He is not only a renowned Texas real estate broker, a multi-time author, serial entrepreneur, and a proud proprietor of the Pure Hustle clothing brand.
Come on.
Sit here wearing nothing but the royalist of royal blue.
Come on.
Thank you for sitting in with us, the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks. What's happening, my dude?
Hey, man.
There it is.
Oh, I got to take
Soak
that
it up,
in.
soak it up, soak
that up. And it was loud. I like it. Like it
Come
was
on, man.
Yeah.
Look, it's the holiday season, man. We stepping everything up now at the Prime Real Estate Network. How you been, bro?
I've been good, man. No complaints at all, Rick. Just, just enjoying the holiday season, continuing to put in work, getting happy about the 2020 year.
All right, now, holiday season. You come in, you debut in Extra Pure Hustle. I don't know if I've seen this specific royal blue combo before. So for everybody, is this up new that's out? Is it on the website? Where can they get it? It's the holiday season.
Hey, man, no doubt about it. It is the holiday season, and by all means, y'all should pour into the people that you love by purchasing them some Pure Hustle. So it is on the website, Shop LWB. I do thank you for that opportunity. And, of course, they're one of the sponsors here at the Prime Real Estate Network, too.
Man, last week was an exciting week, man. We had the opportunity to have some appearances. We did some networking and all that good stuff, man. So just for the audience, what's been going on in the world of the Texas Real Estate King and everybody at Brooks & Davis, man?
You know what? We Donovan Boyd, they did the Couples in Real Estate brunch.
Oh, man, that was
we
great.
Participated in on Sunday. That was a great atmosphere. Nick Drake had an opportunity to meet him. He's a wholesaler out of Cleveland, Ohio, that's doing amazing things. He's actually building complex right now that's going to allow him to do more teaching and training of people that wants to be in trades too. So just speaking with that gentleman and just, it was exciting. So I think that whole platform that they had up there were amazing guests. And
I want to definitely, I want to second your statement, because that Couples in Real Estate brunch was something that was my first opportunity to network with that particular group. And I want to urge everyone, if you are interested in investing in real estate and you have a spouse, significant other that's also interested, man, it's always strength in numbers, Larry. And it's so motivating for me to see so many like-minded couples that were getting involved in real estate investment for the first time, because I know it can be scary.
Yep, that's right.
And it's good to always have somebody to walk that path with, brother.
Yep, I totally agree.
Now, if you have a chance to check us out live before we actually started recording this week's podcast, you have an idea of how much fun we were having pre-recording.
No doubt about it.
And this is the part of the show where you share with our audience a little bit about what you do behind the scenes to schedule our guests. So if you wouldn't mind, Mr. Brooks, could you share with our audience a little bit about what you had to go through to get us lined up with this week's guest?
Yeah, so I'll just say this. This week's guest has been a friend for quite some time, so it was not difficult getting her scheduled and in the room. It was just making sure that the time was available because, you're dealing with world travelers, man.
Right.
You just got to find a way to get them back into the city.
Right.
Because we really, we do the virtual, but we really love the intimacy of having our guests in the studio with us. So it was most definitely a pleasure to have this friend sit in with us and getting her back in time. Because I was following on IG. I was like, is she going to be back in time? So it's just good to make sure that she's back in the studio.
Well, I want to thank you, man, because this episode today, I think, is so well needed.
Mm-hmm.
I just pray that it's really well received by the audience because we have with us this week the queen of PR.
No doubt about it.
She is the dictionary definition of a good look.
Yes, sir.
If you don't know what a good look is, or you may be confused as far as what a good look is professionally for your business and brand, today's episode is for you. So I want to take some time to introduce this week's guest to our audience. She is, like I mentioned before, not only the queen of PR, but she will take your brand to the next level. She'll help you to expand your customer base and help you to present yourself in the most glorious light possible. She is the principal owner of She Bridges PR, and I want to thank her for sitting in with us this week, Miss Bridgett Holden.
Oh, thank you. Where's my applause?
And now you already know you better stop it. You better stop it.
Where's my applause? Thank you so much, Rick and Larry, for having me.
Yes,
I'm so
indeed.
honored to be here with you guys.
I know your energy and your aura and your light is just glowing throughout the entire studio. So I thank you so much because I know how busy Thursdays can be.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Hey, what they say, Larry, this is our
okay.
getaway day. Usually
It's
that
okay.
Thursday is a travel day. So
That's right.
I appreciate you so much, Miss Holden. So we don't have you for that long. So I just want to get this first question out of the way.
Sure.
So as far as She Bridges PR, could you introduce your company to the audience and let our audience know exactly what services you provide and who are best served with those services?
Okay, so She Bridges PR is an acronym of my name. My middle name is Bridgett. Shalice, sorry, my middle name is Bridgett. So She, S-H-E,
Yes.
Bridges PR, bridging the gap between you and the media. And that's exactly what I do. I bridge that gap between your story and the media because everyone has a story to
Nice,
tell.
yeah.
However, I make sure that it is in line with what's going on with the media today. So I try to make it newsworthy, if you will. And so I do anything from fashion, entertainment, sports, beauty, and nonprofits.
You know, it's funny because we all can't be expert marketers like Mr. Brooks. So for all those realtors,
Cereal.
all those realtors that are here in the greater Houston area, those realtors that reach out to you and ask for your consultation or your advice, what type of things do they come to you for, and what type of services do they elicit from She Bridges PR?
So first of all, they want to know how can they build their brand because the real estate market is just like fish in the sea. However, what separates you from another real estate agent? So what I do when we were talking previously, I sit down with you and I have a conversation and I tell them, what do you think your brand is? And 9 times out of 10 out of 10, it's not what you think it is.
Wow.
And so people think, oh, well, I sell homes very quickly. Okay, that's good. But then,
They
but
say that all the time, though.
Right.
That's why it was so funny when you said yes.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I've talked to a few, or I make the process very easy. It's very smooth. Okay. Other people have said that as well. But then they're having a conversation and they'll say something like, and then on the weekends, I go into inner city schools and I teach kids about how they can become a real estate agent. That's your story. That's the story. Wow. That's what's going to get the attention. That's what's going to set you apart because most people don't humanize real estate agents. I'm sorry. You guys are just kind of like, you dress nice, you have a really nice car because you get all this commission.
Yeah.
You sell $1 million home, it's 20%, or is it more now? Is it still 20%?
It is not that much, but we'll receive that.
Okay, well, I thought it was 20%.
We want to
If they were
Okay.
giving 20%, I would definitely accept it.
Well, the percentage that you receive from the home. And so it's kind of like, you don't know that I've gone through, XYZ to get this home, but they want to know that when I come to you, that there's some humanness to you. And so that's what I try to really put out there for real estate agents to show your human
and what
side.
makes what you're saying so valuable is because we all know as real estate professionals the value of social media. But we all don't have the luxury of being able to reach out to someone like you directly before we start marketing ourselves from a social media perspective. So can you just mention some of the mistakes that people make in business when they're posting on social media that you try to correct immediately upon reaching out to them and getting a look at what they have going on?
So first and foremost, everyone should have a PR person in their
Come
business.
on now, thank you.
First and foremost, when you're sitting there and thinking about it, that's the one thing you need to think about is getting a publicist before you start your business. A lot of people do that last or in the midst of. And then when I go and look at it, because I also do crisis management, and it's kind of like, ugh, I have to fix this.
Right.
So don't post your personal stuff on your real estate stuff. If you're out and you like to drink, and it's no judgment, but you're out and you turning up or whatever, you like to dance on tables, don't put that on your real estate.
Dance on tables.
I'm just saying, don't put that on your real estate
Right.
page.
Yep.
You know, what you want to put on there are houses that you've sold, or give people some knowledge. Hey, I'm so-and-so. Today is 3 quick tips on what you should do when you're looking for a real estate agent. 1, 2, 3, bam, minute, you're out. Plus, don't get on there with the dissertation, please. 1 minute, 30 seconds is best.
Yeah.
Because people's attention span these days is just not happening.
Right.
Now, you can put it on your reel or something like that, or a story, and then let people know, or do an Instagram live or something like that and hold a little session, or do a Zoom and give people some tips. But you stay on there too long, you mix your personal stuff, you show your kids are cute, but I don't really care. I don't want to see your kids. I want to buy a house. I want to know if you can sell me the house that I want to buy. You know, I don't want to see little Johnny got, you know, a grade A at the spelling bee. That's cool. Put that on your personal page.
Right.
You want to push the business of real estate. You're a real estate professional. I want to see some of the homes that you're selling. I want to know some of the tips. I want to know that you care, that you have that human side to yourself. And how you do that is you have the people that you've sold the house to make a statement for you. A testimonial.
Yep, those powerful. Those are very powerful. They push that in behind the scenes in the industry all the time.
Well, good. I'm glad to know I'm on point.
No, and it, something that you spoke about earlier that I think is really important, and I like to reemphasize for our audience, is when you mentioned how every entrepreneur, business person should have a PR professional
First thing.
that they work with. Because when you think to all of those individuals that are at the top of the success ladder, they all have professional PR as part of their team. So what is it about independent entrepreneurs and small business owners that they don't necessarily recognize that? Why is it that you feel that you have to educate people as far as the importance of having professional PR?
Just what you said, educate. Because people don't educate themselves before they get into something. They just kind of do it. They don't research it. Now, not to say that you can't do it, but you need to have some level of knowledge of what you're about to get yourself into.
I would agree.
That's why a lot of people don't value PR. They don't think it's really worth it, and they still go with that old saying of, you know, I can go by word of mouth. You can. However, social media will get you there faster because it depends on what you put out there, how often you post, you know, what's on brand, what's on point. What are you saying to the public? Because that's what public relations is, how you, your brand, your business or service relates to the public. Can I relate to you? Am I relatable? And if people don't feel like there's a value there in PR, then they won't buy it or invest in it. And that's the thing. You need to look at it as an investment, not as something that you're just paying every month. It's an investment in your brand, in your business, in your product. But once people change their mindset and they see that, then they'll understand the value of PR. But the education piece, it's something that I'm constantly doing, is educating people on the value of PR.
No, and now that you mentioned the value and the education, it just brings me back to a conversation that Larry and I carry so often when we're not here in the studio. It's about why education is so important, is because when you meet a potential client, I may not be the first realtor that they've talked to, and you may not have been the first PR professional that they've talked to. So from your experience, what are people illustrating to you that they're finding out in the public when they even start looking for reputable PR companies and PR staffs? How often do people come to you with stories of being taken advantage of, or people not necessarily delivering? How often do you have to educate them to find out what they've been through and also show them what quality and an experienced PR firm can provide?
All the time.
Now that I can believe.
Like
all the time.
She said that's just what it is.
And it is. And it's okay. It's just that it's unfortunate when they get someone that they felt like they didn't have the great experience with. So one thing I always do, because I don't take everybody on.
Absolutely.
You can't. you have to know if the synergy is right. You talked about my energy. If the energy isn't right, it's nothing against you. It's just that I don't think I'm a good fit for you for whatever reason. And I will recommend another, publicist or PR firm that they can go to. Same thing if someone wants me to represent them and it's a conflict of interest, I can't represent you. It's a conflict of interest because I'm already representing someone who does that same thing or has that same.
Oh, that's interesting, right?
Yeah, or has that same. Yeah, I don't do that. That's just like in radio, you don't have 2 car commercials play back to back.
Okay.
Because
I
it's
paid attention to that rule.
right. It's a conflict of interest.
Right.
You can't unless it's a Ford and a BMW.
Yeah.
Then that's different because you have a luxury car and a domestic car.
Different
That's
lanes,
the
yeah.
different lanes. But you'll never hear 2 car commercials back to back
Wow. Okay.
on radio or on television. That's my degree talking there.
No, that's good because it's funny.
My
because
college
I listen
education.
to a lot of the, so when I do listen to the radio, I always listen to see if the same stations play competitors when it comes to like that attorney game. How the attorneys have the I just got hit or I just rolled.
Exactly,
You just got rolled over by AT. One of those, how they go backwards and forwards. But it's funny that you say that. But I've never noticed that they don't. They either have different sponsors and they are on different stations when they do it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of neat. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm glad I learned you guys something today.
Oh, no, that's what.
Gems on me
It's
in
so funny because I hope the members of our audience are gleaming as much from the information that you're providing that Larry and I are, because you'll be surprised how, especially as a business person, the challenges that we go through as far as building our companies are similarly parallel a lot of the times. And you having to educate your clients is similar to what Larry and I have to do from a real estate perspective. And this is just, I never really planned on asking you this, but now that you're here, I got to ask you this question because there are so many reality shows on television that that have a real estate subject matter. As a publicist and PR professional, what do you think when you sit on the couch and you see reality shows that highlight what it is that you do professionally? Is it similar to what's really going on? Like from where you sit as a professional, what do you think when you see these type of things put out on television, and what does it come back to you with as far as how the public takes it in?
Well, a lot of it rings true because I think in any profession that the pair of you see as well, with real estate, you kind of run across the same things or the same issues. Well, I don't call them problems because I don't have problems. There's solutions to anything that happens. So I don't ever look at anything as a problem. And when I used to look at reality shows, especially, in my lane of the area, sometimes I felt like it was a little out there, only because I don't look for drama, so drama doesn't come to me.
Right.
I feel like when you put that energy out there, you're looking for that,
That's right.
or that's in your vibration, that's what you're going to attract.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I
But
agree.
it's cool to see because I feel like people should get the standpoint or understand a little bit better when those shows are out. Sometimes I feel like they would represent the more professional side of us. And I think that people get the wrong idea about PR. I think they think it's all glamour,
Right.
but there's a lot of work that goes into
And,
this.
and to
There's a
speak
lot of
to
work
your
that goes
point,
into
yes, there's a lot more moving parts
Yeah, it's
to
a
what
lot
it
of
is
moving
that you do. And I
parts.
think that's
Exactly.
the best thing that reality television does illustrate, is that it shows that there's a lot more going on below the surface. than you
Exactly.
think.
It's
And I
not
always
just
feel
like-
like it's a lot more. I think that for me, when I think about PR, I think about it's relationship based
It
too. Like those
is.
kind of connections that y'all or relationship that y'all have are not just built overnight. That
Nope.
relationship currency is built over years and of time working with people. So
That's it. I'm not to cut you off, but I love that you said currency because people don't realize that that's where the wealth is in the relationship.
Absolutely.
I don't have contacts. People say, "Oh, who are your contacts?" First of all, I'm not telling you who my contacts are because that's my goal. That's
Exactly.
my wealth. That's why you're hiring me for my contacts.
That's right.
Period. But that's where people don't, and that's across the board, not just what I do, what you guys do. It's about relationships.
Absolutely.
And that's how you get in the door.
I
You
agree.
know, just
That relationship currency.
having a relationship. Yeah, that's where the wealth is.
And I thank you so much because you've been so transparent as far as your thought process, what it is your company was built on foundationally. We're going to take a break, but when we come back, I want to talk to you a little bit about your life before entrepreneurship and who serves as an inspiration for you as a businesswoman and professional, if you don't mind.
Oh, okay.
I want to thank everyone for tuning into the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. We're going to take a short break to hear from our sponsors, but we will be right back.
I'm serial entrepreneur Larry W. Brooks, and I'd like to personally invite you to take a closer look at the Pure Hustle clothing brand, along with several books that I've authored to take entrepreneurs, small business owners to the next level of their business. So please take a look at shoplwb.com. How do you survive?
Rent to own is not a myth. Turn your rental payment into a down payment with Divvy Homes and the Prime Real Estate Network. All you need to qualify is a 550 minimum FICO score and $40,000 in annual income. If you've worked your current job for at least the last 6 months and you can prove that you have $2,000 in the bank, your dream of home ownership can become a reality. Please direct message, call, or email the Prime Real Estate Network today and learn more about this exciting new program. Welcome back to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Rick Davis. If you don't follow me on Instagram, please feel free to do so at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate, you can reach me directly on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're a real estate professional, if you're an aspiring real estate professional, or you're currently studying for your real estate license, and you would like to learn more about Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, please visit our website at brooksanddavis.com. And if you're looking for the latest and greatest in Prime Real Estate Network merchandise, t-shirts, hats, and other swag, please visit our TeeSpring store by searching the Prime Real Estate Network store on TeeSpring. As always, my co-host,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Pure Hustle himself, the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks, holding it down. Brother, how you been?
I'm good. We're in the building, and I'm hoping that people are taking time to actually understand the value of not only relationship currency, but having the right PR person in your corner, especially if you're looking for growth and you're looking to build a brand that is going to carry past you. I played a post earlier today that talked about dreamers, and it said a lot of times if you build the right thing, your dream will last longer than you. And so, I think that when you build the right team around you, you got the right PR person that's helping you grow your brand. That's something that's going to live a lot longer than you as well. So thank you for just being here and being an amazing guest for us today.
Hey, man, and for all those people in the audience, if you didn't watch the first half of the show, where were you?
That part.
If you just now chime in, I appreciate that, so don't take this the wrong way. But
I want yelling or anything.
Right, I want to introduce this week's guest. She is the principal owner of Bridgett PR. I want to thank her so much for sitting in with us this week, and I would like to introduce to our audience the lovely Miss Bridgett Holden. How are you?
Thank you. Where's my applause?
Richard's like, give me that every time.
Every time.
And there we go. No, and it's, you mentioned something right before our break, and it was so intriguing that I have to bring it up again. You mentioned how public relations is exactly what it sounds like, how you relate to the public. And I think we undervalue the importance of taking into account the tastes of the masses. And it takes someone like yourself who studies that from a statistical standpoint, from a marketing standpoint, to actually illustrate that. And I just have to ask, because you are so knowledgeable as far as PR, what did you do before you founded your PR company? What did you do before you decided to travel down this path of entrepreneurship? And what was your life like before you just decided to start trailblazing?
So my life was pretty simple. I worked, I've always been in media. So I was working for Fox Sports Network at the time. Okay. And then I left Fox Sports Network and went to 97.9. Not 97.5. It was a Cumulus station at the time, and went right up against 97.9 and Radio 1. And I was a traffic coordinator for the station. So I put all the commercials and did the whole run of show for the radio station for the entire 24 hours. And plus I voiced commercials, believe it or not.
I definitely believe it.
So and I was the continuity director because it was a small station, so I had 3 jobs,
of course,
at one station. And so, funny story, real quick, I'll shorten it, but the reason why I went into my own business was because when I was 15 years old, I said that I would have my own PR firm. Completely forgot about it. And then my son, he was 4 years old at the time. He hates me telling this story, but he's the reason, because he was having these tantrums and I kept having to leave. So at that time I was building a house. I was planning a wedding,
Wow.
and I had decided to go back to school.
Yeah.
So somewhere in there, I said I had a nervous breakdown or something, because that's a lot to take on.
That is a whole.
And I started this new job with this new station, and my son, it was like he wasn't seeing me, and so he was having tantrums. So I would have to leave, and so this man, I'm not going to say the name, but told me that, basically the station came first, and that wasn't the case.
Wow.
And then proceeded to say I couldn't quit the job because I had just bought a house.
Wow.
And I said, watch me. And so I left because they wanted to write me up because I was, late. I called, but you know how it is when you go into closing.
No.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
So, I was like, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it, blah, blah, blah. But then it was like, we're writing you up for no show. I'm like, what are you talking about? I am here before anybody gets here, and I leave after everybody else is gone. My son and my fiance at the time, husband, ex now. But anyway, I throw that out there. It was just like, I'm putting all of you first before them. And before myself.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm not signing that. And I wrote up my 2 weeks. And they're like, what are you doing? You can't quit. You just bought a house. I think not.
Wow.
And so that's when I decided to start my own business.
No, and see, that just totally leads me into one of the things that I was thinking about was what was that tipping point? But
And
you
that was
just
it.
accurately illustrated why that had to be the tipping point. But do you ever take time to reflect on your upbringing and your past, especially some of your earlier experiences? Because what Larry and I like to ask all of our successful entrepreneurs and business people is, was there a member of your family, close personal friend, or extended family that may have been a business owner, entrepreneur, that kind of showed you an example or kind of like flipped the switch so that when you did make that decision to leave the radio station, in your mind's eye, you had an example of someone that you could emulate? Is there anything like that you could think of from your past?
So for what I understand, and it wasn't any one person. My grandfather was the entrepreneur in the family, but I never got to meet him because I was 2 years old. I was told when he made his transition. However, the motivation was definitely for my son. Because I didn't want him to be in this space where he was, because at 4 years old, you can't really express yourself.
That's right.
So that's the only way he could express himself, through having a tantrum. And here it is, I'm raising this little black man, boy who already has 2 strikes against him. He's black and he's male.
Facts.
So I wanted him to have that support of not just me as his mom, but to know that he can be anything that he inspires himself to be. And so that was a plunge for me. I went out on a limb. And then because of my upbringing, which I am an officer's daughter, I am not an Army brat, because my father made sure that I knew he wasn't raising any brats. And so with that discipline, that just kind of, motivated me a little bit more. And then my mother, she was just an amazing woman who just, well, you can do anything. Although she didn't always agree, she knew that her child was very independent. Good. So once I make my mind up to do something, that's it.
Your story is so inspirational, and I hope there are members of our audience who can not only hear your story, but heed some of the advice that you are putting out there. If you could go back in a time machine and talk to yourself maybe circa 2005.
Okay.
What advice would you give yourself at that time that you think would really help you into the future? Because we all know hindsight is 20/20. But for those that are exactly in the same position you were maybe 10, 15 years ago, is there anything that you can let them know to inspire them to take the plunge and be a bit more courageous?
That it's okay. Nothing really serious is going on here. That you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You're in the right place at the right time, and everything is going to work out.
Wow.
That's so strong, man. Yeah. And before we sign off, please share all your contact information with the audience, because
there's a lot.
Because I want any real estate professional, entrepreneur, or small business owner that doesn't quite feel like their personal brand is accurately reflecting what it is they provide. I want them to be able to reach out to you right now. So please, Ms. Holden, could you share that information with everyone?
So on Instagram, you can reach me at She Bridges Media Inc. That's She Bridges Media Inc. Or This Is Me Bridgett, or Bridge Talk TV. Those are all Instagram accounts.
What's up?
And then on Facebook is She Bridges PR, or Bridgett Shalise Holden. That's my full name. And on Twitter, it is She Bridges _ PR. On LinkedIn, it's Bridgett Holden, or She Bridges PR. On Twitter, no, on TikTok, it's just me. The TikTok is my creative space, so I don't really do anything professional. But if you DM me and you want, some professional advice.
Oh, no, we definitely need creative TikTok advice, too, so we might just watch you to be inspired. Me and Larry, have you taken the TikTok plunge yet, brother?
I am in the TikTok space. I just need to dive more into it.
Get your game together, bro.
I do, man,
we trying, man. Just know, man, Mr. Brooks is trying. Yo, before we sign off, brother, is there anything you want to share with the audience that's going on this weekend in the world of the Texas Real Estate King?
Man, tonight, the Black Association of Real Estate Investors is having a meeting at the Hyatt downtown. So it's always a great event. It's always a packed house. If you have any properties that you're trying to get rid of, pocket listings, or maybe just some properties that you've came in contacted with and you're trying to wholesale them, that's a great room to be a part of. And outside of that, nothing else I could think of, man. The Brooks and Davis office, we have study hall tonight. So in our corporate office, so that's the one that's 288 area. So if you're a realtor and you're practicing to get your license, stop by, get some study hall, bounce some ideas off of some other amazing people.
Man, there you go, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you,
There
brother.
we go, man. I got it in there somewhere.
Oh, no, man, you got the calendar down packed, man. Look, on behalf of myself, Rick Davis, and the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks, I want to thank everyone for tuning into this week's episode of the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. Feel free to follow, like, and share every episode on the Prime Real Estate Network channel on YouTube. And please feel free to check us out on iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify. So until next Thursday, everyone out there, please be safe and be blessed.